What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. As always, thank you so much for clicking on the video. I do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, helps out the video huge. Hit the subscribe button, come along for the rest of the Giants season. It's certainly been an eventful one so far. They've played really well. They've had a lot of weird things going on. They traded Kadarius Toney. Been a very interesting first half to the 2022 season. Let's hang out together and figure out how it all plays out. For the rest of the year, a team that's ready to make a playoff push, couple of winnable games here coming off the bye against the Texans. And then, of course, the Lions right after that before they travel to Dallas to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Giants have had a lot of injuries this season. There's no question about that. We've been thin in the offensive line, thin in the secondary, thin at wide receiver. And our secondary just got a little bit more thin. As most you already know, Xavier McKinney went out to Cabo and decided to take some kind of tour on ATVs, and he must have gotten an accident. He broke his hand, and he's going to be out for weeks, is the prognosis. I don't know what that means. It kind of sucks. The timing of this is really bad. Xavier McKinney is my favorite player on the Giants. I've made that known pretty much throughout. And listen, man, these guys are grown adults. They're grown men. They can do what they want to do. I feel like this was kind of ill-timed. I feel like sometimes you gotta think a little bit more, maybe going on like motorcycles or ATVs or I mean in the off season going skiing and that type of thing. And I don't know what's in McKinney's contract, but I do know that some of these players they have those clauses in their contract. If you get hurt on a motorcycle, they don't have to pay, whatever it is. There's always some kind of clause about them doing dangerous activities. If you're going to go skydiving or cliff diving or whatever, I know they have some kind of clause. Not everybody. Some players have those clauses in their contract. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to sit here and go, well, that's irresponsible of him. He's a grown man, but it just sucks. I mean, obviously, he's a major part of what the Giants do. He's the defensive captain. He's the captain of the secondary, and he's a really good player. There's no doubt about it. The Giants are going to miss his leadership on the field, and they're going to miss his play on the field. And now, guys like Dane Belton and Landon Collins are going to have to step up. No doubt about it. But we've had guys stepping up all year. So again, it's not like I'm mad at the guy. I'm just kind of disappointed. And I'm sure that he's disappointed as well. It's obvious he didn't mean to go out there and break his hand. I mean, I don't think he was sitting there jumping off, doing wheelies and doing all these tricks. And sometimes things just happen. It is what it is. He obviously handled this situation a lot better than JPP did when he blew his fingers off playing with fireworks, because then he went to his own doctor and they cut the fingers off, and they never told the organization. Obviously, Xavier McKinney handled this much better, much more maturely than Jason Pierre-Paul did when he had the fireworks accident. But again, it just kind of stinks, man. And it's just, I don't understand what it is with the Giants in these injuries, man. It's like, they can't, it's the turf or someone has a hamstring problem or whatever. Somebody gets sick, and now we have this with Xavier McKinney. It's just amazing. Like, the Giants have got the worst luck when it comes to guys getting injured. And it's not like practice squad guys. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's, good enough to be a Pro Bowl safety. He should have been in the Pro Bowl last year. So obviously, this is a big loss for the New York Giants, especially coming up in the second half of the season when you are trying to make that playoff push. Again, you do have a couple of winnable games here against Houston and Detroit. Those are two teams that the Giants will be able to beat. Of course, Detroit just beat Green Bay, and Green Bay is not what they used to be either. But that game in Dallas is certainly one where we're going to miss Xavier McKinney. We need all the defense we could get. The first time that we played Dallas, they pretty much ran the ball down our throat. This was without Dak Prescott, and obviously the passing game is going to be a lot more effective with Dak Prescott under center. So they're going to miss Xavier McKinney's leadership out in the field. But again, I don't think it's not like Xavier McKinney was doing something irresponsible or out there fooling around. It just accidents happen. Again, it was just ill timed to me. And maybe I'm turning over a new leaf with this stuff, man. I don't know. I'll be honest. The Giants are having a really good season, and I'm really thrilled about this. And I'm not saying I'm not going to get mad and I'm not going to rage and whatever. You guys know me. I can't help myself sometimes, but I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. I'm just not going to get on these players as much as I normally did, and it is what it is, man. It just sucks. It's just bad, and like I said, it's bad timing. And I don't know if it was the most responsible decision, but he made it, and I'm sure he regrets it. And we just got to hope that he gets back sooner than later because we need Xavier McKinney. He's an integral part of what we do on defense, especially a Wink Martindale defense. And it's just unfortunate that it had to happen. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys and girls think in the comments section. I saw some things on Twitter. I don't really pay much attention. I tweet now and again. I try not to pay too much attention to Twitter comments because, as you know, a lot of them are not the brightest things you've ever heard. So I try not to pay attention to that stuff. But as it's been all year, next man up for the New York Giants. It'll be interesting to see how Wink Martindale plays it without him. But you got a guy like Davis Mills, throwing the ball. It's not like it's not like Houston really scares you with their pass game. Now, Detroit's got a more formidable offense. It's not like their offense is poor. Their defense stinks, although it was good against Green Bay yesterday. And then, of course, Dallas. I don't know what the time frame is for Xavier McKinney's hand. Again, I don't know what part of his hand was broken. I don't know if it's a finger, a knuckle, his actual hand. I didn't see all the details about the broken hand. I've been working all day, and I literally just got home and figured I would come on here and give you my thoughts about it. Again, I'm not ticked off at the guy. I just thought maybe he could have used better judgment. But again, these guys are human beings. They work their ass off. Especially, you can tell these players work very hard for Brian Daboll. They want to win for Brian Daboll. They really have won a lot of these games with effort and execution over talent, if we're being completely honest with ourselves. Even Joe Shane figures that, and that's why Joe Shane did not go out there and trade away draft capital to get maybe a mediocre to above average wide receiver when he figures he could just draft one. So I think when it's coming from the top, I think he knows what our team is. So again, these guys work very hard. They want to take a vacation. They're human beings at the end of the day. And we all make mistakes. Every single one of us. Nobody's perfect. I know on the social media, people come out here with a persona. Oh, I'm perfect. My life is perfect. I've never made a mistake. I never screw up. I'm always right. Yeah, right. Those are the people that are wrong more often than not. The ones that are sitting there telling you how perfect their life is, the ones that are telling you that they're never wrong, the ones that are like, oh, I told you this was going to happen, and I told you this was going to happen, and I told you this was going to happen. And then they get something wrong and they completely forget they got it wrong, or they conveniently don't mention that they were wrong about something, or they make an excuse going, you were wrong about that. Oh, yeah, well, this, blah, 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 blah. McKinney made a mistake. I'm sure he feels terrible about it. It stinks for the New York Giants. But like I said, man, it's been next man up all year. These are two winnable games coming out of the bye. He's a big loss in the secondary, but I do know that these players are ready to go. They're coached very well. There's always a plan B. We talk about that. Chris and I talk about that with Patricia Train every time we do her show, how they're very well coached and how there's always a plan B, a plan C, a plan D in case somebody does get hurt. It's not like these players are not going to be prepared. It's not like Landon Collins won't be caught up on what the game plan is. Landon Collins is a veteran in this league. I don't know how much he will play in Xavier McKinney's spot. It could be Dane Belton. Who knows? We'll see what Wink does with the defense. But these guys will be coached up and they'll be ready to go. And I'm sure Xavier McKinney will be there cheering on his guys because that's the type of guy that he is. So again, it's disappointing, but I'm not going to sit here and get mad at the guy for going on vacation, had an accident. Things happen. You're human. Like I said, it is what it is. It's just terrible luck for the Giants. It happens all the time to us. I don't know what we got to do. I know the last guy for the boat trip was Sterling Shepard. He's obviously out on IR this year. I know we had the Black Cat run across the field against Dallas. I don't know, man. I don't know what the curse is with the Giants. But if anybody knows, can we get an exorcism in MetLife Stadium? The Jets have injury problems too. Just have an exorcism. We have a priest come in there and do an exorcism and get rid of all the demonic spirits or whatever lies around that stadium. I mean, both the Jets and Giants are good. How about the Jets beating the Bills yesterday? That was awesome. I'm not that I hate the Bills, but for the Jets, it was a good thing. But yeah, so anyway, that's all I got in this video. Thank you for watching. I will be live for the Lakers later tonight. Oh God, they're a terrible team. But I'll continue to cover them anyway. They're god awful. But I'll be live at 10 o'clock for that game. It starts at 10:15. So if you made it this far, you're an absolute trooper. Thank you again for watching the whole thing. I really do appreciate it. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share it out with a Giants friend, and enjoy the rest of your Monday. It is the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.